Welcome in, brothers. Today I'm bringing you a bar, an action-packed map. It's an 8v8 here on this desolate planet. The wind is low, so on this map you'll be forced to build many solars. As you can see, our players are already starting to open up with a bunch. Starting with the blue team, the best player on blue team will be TM8D, starting off with the Cortex Commander. He's going to start bot lab here. Bot labs are different than vehicle labs. So let me explain how the game works. So you have metal. Metal kind of makes the world go around. Metal allows you to buy all your units, and it's pretty much unlimited resources in the early parts of the game. Mix that with energy. Energy helps you produce things with the metal. Energy is very easy to acquire because you can build as much as you want. It just costs metal and energy to do so. Introducing the best player now onto the red side of the map. Also starting with bots will be JTL. But he will be an Armada commander. Armada and Cortex are the two major factions in this game. Armada is more of a fast hit and run type style faction, while Cortex is slower, heavy hitting, and it's got more HP. Packs a wallop. So as you can see, both teams are trying to look for some damage by sneaking past the vision of the red team here. There's little pockets, like here's a pocket. You can see this white outline. Will demonstrate what the players can see, and then later on they will get radars up, and when you see a radar, it's just black dots on the map moving. You can actually see what type of units are there. So here we have some grunts looking to get a little bit of a run by. 3 have slipped past. They have found a gap in the wall. They're looking for something in the middle of the map here. Sadly, nothing will be found. The 3 grunts are continuing forward, looking to get some good damage in. Right now there's nothing that can stop this. If these can kill these mechs, this will drastically slow down the economy of Swift Plant here, dude. He won't be growing too much. One grunt going down. He does end up finding a kill, but the pawn will take him down. That's basically just free metal over to the red team. That's another thing about bar. When the units die, they leave about 60 to 70% of their value of metal on the ground, which can be reclaimed by either commander or either team, which is a huge economic boost. And then also means suiciding units to get damage done is not always a good play, because you will be leaving behind not only the wrecks of the building that you've killed, but the wrecks of your units as well. Some incisors, now some light tanks here, gonna look to push out. They're fast, mobile, and they do pack a pretty good punch. They are kind of lightly armored. A guard tower, or LT for short here, gonna look to push those back. The lines have been drawn. Blue has a nice stable. Torone has a nice stable. TMD, everyone's got their lines pretty well done. Not balanced, so he is way farther up. Self-destructing his commander so they can get early tier 2. Tier 2 in this game is much more powerful than tier 1. If I had to say, it's like about a 3 times value of a tier 1 unit. They're very strong. They outrange some, more health, more speed generally, so they're very good at dealing with tier 1. One tier 2 unit can definitely change the entire battle. Not only that, but they give you access to stronger economy, about 4 times as much metal per metal extractor, these things on the map, as tier 1. So they're insane not only for economy, but they're also very powerful
self-destructed
for their units as well. Swift Plant here going to be maybe losing his commander. The thugs are pushing up. This could be a tremendously important push here. He can break the front line. That would be absolutely huge. But the rocket bots here are fighting back. You can dodge projectiles in this game, so it's good micro here. TM8D, let's get some big damage done. Good. You got 2 metal extractors, denying that from Swift Plant. Very massive for the blue player economy here, pushing it further ahead. But JTL is also winning on the side. The best 2 players, of course, are winning their respective sides here. You can't really blame the players for losing. They are against, like, Toro here is about half the OS of JTL. Saying with Swift Plant is actually 4 times less than TM8, so he's doing a phenomenal job for his OS rank. But JTL holding nice. Left side, just a gentleman's agreement. We sit here together. And in the middle of the map here, if you don't know, the middle of the map here gets a 10 times mech. So this coming out will give him 40 metal a second, which is huge. That'll probably be the highest in the game the second this comes up, because normal maxes are 2 to 3, or this one is 10, so this will be absolutely massive for his economy. No Balance here is definitely carrying his team right now, as he has a commanding position, not only grabbing these maxes but denying them from the enemy here, forcing 2 players to respond to him, which creates a lot of space for TM8D here to push through. Tier 2 should be on the way. We have no, he's just feeding cons. You can share your units to your teammates in this game, which will definitely is beneficial, because they don't have to build a lab in order to get tier 2. You just can send them a $500 unit instead of them building a $3,000 lab, which can save quite a bit on their economy. Thugs here, they have decent range, 400 range, which is really solid. They also lob like these kind of plasma bolts that do AoE splash damage. They're very good at kiting, but they are weak if you can get on top of them, which he is trying to do right now. The brutes trying to get in range, but the LT here will look to perhaps make the brutes respect that. But good kiting here from the purple commander. Good trade. Everyone's holding steady. No one has made a breakthrough yet. Walls, walls, walls. You like Donald Trump? You like the Great Wall of China? Well, walls are just what you need in Bar. They are absolutely phenomenal. They keep a lot of projectiles from hitting your units. As you can see here, they are just absorbing so much damage, and they are extremely cheap. The metal per health, I'm pretty sure, is the highest in the game out of anything. They're only 8 metal, and they give you 3,000 health. They are just massive for absorbing damage and allowing your units to trade back. You can also repair your units, which he is not opting to do right now. Maybe he is busy macroing back at base. He's trying to get his tier 2 up. How about for the red team? This red team also has more tier 2 coming online. Everyone's getting their tier 2 up. Slowing down, everyone's choosing to eco rather than play aggressive here. This is generally the safer option in most team games. It reduces the RNG. If you go for a push now and it doesn't get enough damage, or you give too much metal to the enemy, it's almost GG every time. So playing it safe, going for the eco is definitely usually the option most players will tend to lean towards. Here we have another battle. If these shots land, this could be huge value for the purple player here. Maybe you're gonna get that commander. He has a lot of thugs here, 12 thugs versus 5 brutes. That is definitely a numerical advantage for the purple commander here, but he is e-stalling very hard. He needs to get out more solars for the energy. Green now starting to produce tier 2 to help the front line. Sheldons are kind of like thugs, but tier 2 versions of thugs. Very good at shelling and kiting, but extremely useless if any units can get on them. Even like tier 1, like this group of pawns could kill a ton of thugs and a ton of Sheldons. But they have nice range here, looking to poke down, missing some shots. The pawns are looking just to get that metal extractor. That's some nice value, but in turn, they are going to die on the blue side of the map, which will cause them to become feed. Sheldon's here now up for the Vortex Commander. What is the Armada trying to do here? He's trying to get up a Rattlesnake, a artillery shell that has humongous range, as you can see. It will lock down this entire zone. As long as he can protect it, that thing will get insane value. The Mausers are now pushing up on the left hand side. This looks like the first break here. There is nothing to stop this. Every other side seems stable. And here comes a huge line of pawns. A massive AoE. I think that was from his own teammate there. Oh no, we just lost half his army. It's an absolute massacre. Somebody stop this man. But the blue player has nothing to respond to this. The pawn's looking for more damage. Gonna get that build power. Prevent him from repairing the turret. More friendly fire from the Mausers. Traitor! This man is a terrorist to his own units, dude. I would not want to be in this guy's army. The ticks now are rolling up. The commander has cloaked, but there is a radar, so they can see the cloaked unit if there is radar, by the way. Huge volley from the Mausers. If we can get another one, that'd be monster value there. That leaves 1.2 thousand metal on the ground here that he will easily be able to claim. You can walk up and get this Geo here, denying energy from the blue commander. This will look like he is about to die. Red on the right hand side of the map, they need to get some value here. TMD is starting to push through, but is it too late? Code Phoenix here absolutely dominating the left-hand side of the map. And it's just not looking good. They need to respect this. They're going to have to pull Sloth's going to have to pull his army, and the other green color here, he's going to have to pull his army to the left-hand side to stop this leak. Because it's a flood, baby. The floodgates have opened, and another Geo goes down. That is so much of the blue team's energy falling. Light blue is completely out of the game. It's just sad, dude. He's trying to build a unit, but it's never coming out. Here they come. They have to stop the flood. The floodgates have been open. He's now being given units from the yellow commander to forward his momentum here. If he can stabilize on this high ground here and kind of like sit here, he can get huge value. Denying these two Geos from the blue team is so much in terms of economy. That could just win the game on its own. How about on the right hand side of the map? We haven't checked in there. JTL is also now starting to push ahead here. His Rattlesnake doing devastating damage across these turrets. They can't move, so they're just sitting ducks. He honestly should just reclaim them for the resources, but they are just going to die anyways. But the yellow commander, Code Phoenix here, smells blood in the water, and he cannot be stopped. He wants the robot parts. He wants blood, dude. The green player desperately trying to get up defenses though, but he's going to destroy all the build power here, getting the mechs. It's absolute devastation. The team I would not want to be playing on this team right now. And a bombing run coming over here. Deep down, did it get any value? No, not yet. Here are the bombers. Left hand side, Code Phoenix still doing devastating damage. A player has tapped out of the game. Here we go. A bomb run coming in. Can we get build power? Can we get the E converters? We can. Huge damage. They will be taken out. Not game ending, but definitely setting him behind, which is absolutely a tragedy when their left hand flank is completely collapsed. And as you can see in the top hand right of the screen, the metal per second, the energy per second is right now heavily in favor of the right hand side, and that's just because Code Phoenix, he's just been unstoppable this game. The Bull rocking up here, doing nice damage. The Mauser's looking to get the flank in, killing Tiber, the lowest ranked OS player on the blue side. Good D guns coming in. I think he's overextending a little. He's gonna bite off a bit more than he can chew. This will come back to bite him in the ass, dude. This is 3,000 metal that he's going to probably lose here, and it's gonna be feed into the blue team. This is how you kind of come back when you lose a side of the map. Is the player will think, I can go further into the back line, I can get more damage dealt, and they'll end up overextending and losing their army. But right now, he seems to be doing just fine, but I think with green now seeing it, starting to send over his fiends, this push is only a matter of time until it stops. The distance between green and this fight and Code Phoenix's armies here is just so much, like it's like 3 times the distance, right, from his travel time, so he will easily overwhelm this. Burn them to cinder, to ash the robots become. Melted scrap metal. But he is balling them up. He does have good micro. The promotions on these weapons, 47% more health. So much promotion value here. I wouldn't go for the D guns. I would go for the reclaim here. Right hand side now is pushing forward. Huge bombing run though in the middle of the map. This could be huge. He doesn't get anything actually. It's a very terrible bombing run. Not much value. Oh. Does get a fusion reactor. That's about 5k metal down the drain. There is 3,500 metal with the bombers here, so they've already paid for themselves. The fighter's now forced to respond. And he's going down. Oh no. Oh no, turn off the camera. Turn it off. Can he get it? Is it over? 1%! It lives on 1%! No way! That would have... Oh no, it's coming back. Okay, no, air had so much time to respond, but there is just no air, dude. Code Phoenix took so much pressure that allowed those bombers to absolutely annihilate Blue's economy. But there is still hope. There's always hope in Bar, because those planes will crash. No wrecks left behind. Code Phoenix here, desperately trying to get up a little forward outpost. He's not microing. He doesn't notice. He's too busy focused on this left-hand fight. This LOT is gonna kill this. This is just sad. This is depressing to watch. Well, that was a battle. Best player TM8D has not given up yet. He still thinks he can carry this, and I definitely can see the angle. They have stabilized. They have stopped the leaking, mostly. They're slowly closing the gates. The economy is right now heavy favored on red side, but we are human and we can make mistakes. And any bad trade, any overextension here could definitely let blue crawl their way back into the game and allow them to punish red. Sheldon's here, huge ball of shot. This is very scary to deal with. They need a big army of little units like Jaguars here, very fast. As you can see in the bottom left hand side, speed 90, so they'll be able to catch these. But if he can kite this, he needs a bit more cannon fodder. The grunts here will be used to tank up some of the Jaguar shots here. Very nice to see. The Jaguar even get one kill. No, good, very good micro here from I'm Not Balanced. Destroying that Jaguar push. Like I said, that's another comeback right there. Small, but it definitely, over time, those will add up. Code Phoenix somehow still has his commander here in the back. Fiend's still looking to run forward. Trying to burn him to cinder, but he does have good reinforcements. Looks like they couldn't stop the leak after all. Kill this, please. He wants to take it for himself. Code Phoenix actually able to create a mini outpost down here. The two players, blue and dark green, are too preoccupied on pushing on the right hand side of the map that they cannot help. Purple's also busy holding his middle. So the only players that can really help are this green color right here and light green. This purple is air, and air is not very good at hitting the ground. They're good at killing buildings. When it comes to killing units, unless you have a specific type of air for that, not very good. Here we have massive bomb run, destroy T2 Lab. That is devastating damage. Another bomb run coming through from JTL here, blowing up that fusion, looking to end any hope that remains inside a blue team's heart. Looking to get the fusion. Ooh, 3% there. He tried to micro his fighters away so they don't get caught in the explosion, but it ends up costing him not only all his fighters, but not denying the eco from the green player. That is what I would like to call a blunder. The more bomb to shut the run though. Can they get it? They end up cleaning up JTL's mistake. They're doing huge eco damage to the blue team. Code Phoenix here, uncontested on the left hand side of the map. Blue too focused on the right hand side. They're just split. They're fighting a war now on basically three fronts, here, here, and here. It is not looking good for the blue team, but they have not given up hope. There's a lot of metal on the side of the map, and I think they believe they can reclaim it. As you can see, 10k right here, like 3,000 or 4,000 in here. Like there's so much metal still on their side of the map, and if they can reclaim all of it, they can definitely jump back into the game. The problem is getting that metal. The Sheldon ball here on the right hand side is so massive too. Like this army is so much value. Just look, $20,000 worth of Sheldon. If you look up at AV, his army value, and the army value is actually in favor of the blue team just because of the Sheldon ball is so big. It's actually half a blue team's army value is right here. They're relying heavily on the Sheldon ball push to get some good damage in to bring them back into the game. As we can see now, green is at least trying to stop the flood. The water's trying to get through. Little fish are swimming upstream, getting some damage. To destroy their advanced solar collectors, reducing their energy. Very sad to see. Oh, big explosion from the Sheldon. Sheldon's getting massive damage, but how they overextended here. If these Jaguars get some good chain reactions, this could end the whole Sheldon ball. I think you should be building bulls here and not Jaguars. I think Jaguars are a mistake. Bulls with some spam in front would be huge, allowing the bulls to catch up to the Sheldons, because bulls have bigger splash damage and do more damage than Jaguars. So once they're able to catch up to Sheldons, they will rip through them and make them into scrap metal. Maybe let's go down here to the left hand side. A lot of Jaguars. Jaguars good against spam, not good against anything else. They're just very good at killing tier 1 units. The answer to killing Jaguars is tier 2, but bulls are very good against tier 1 and tier 2. That's going to be shutting down the economy of TM8D there. That is very unfortunate for this player, as he was looking to finally push through. As he just gets to the front line, his back line is devastated. Tier 3 now on the board here. These Razorbacks can make it all the way into the back line. That will seal the deal for the red team. But these Sheldons, though, they are getting very good value. Nothing is stopping them. This guy is playing out of his mind, dude. He is doing God's work here. Look at the Rex. He needs some res bots. Actually, a very big mistake from this player. If he had some res bots, as you can see, there's 20,000 metal. He could have easily have eaten all this metal already. And he could have gave that to his teammates, which would have helped them fend this off. And then they could have reclaimed this metal. So him not resing this earlier is probably a game-ending mistake. If he had the foresight to build the res bots faster, take this metal, I do believe they could have gotten back in this game. Because this right side army is uncontested. And if he could just, he doesn't even need this metal. He could just send it straight to his teammates. His teammates could use that and easily hold this left side. But now the Razorbacks have entered the fray. Death is upon them. These things have insane damage. Good HP, 13k, 1000 DPS. They will shred through anything that is sent their way. The best way to deal with the Razorback is to generally outrange it and not engage it in its close range, because it only has 475 range, which is very little. Like Marauders too, very little range, but they just pack an absolute devastating punch when you get close to them. The best way to deal with these units is generally to outrange them or to surround them with so much tier 1 they cannot play the game. These Razorbats, they see these double laser turrets gonna absolutely melt through them like butter. Swiss cheese, dude. Do robots eat? What do you think the robots eat? Just oil? And with that, with the tier 3 on the left hand side, they will secure the game. We have metal. The green player definitely did. I mean, both green players here and here definitely were the MVPs of blue team. I think this guy did a phenomenal job fighting 1, 2, 3 players basically by himself. If he just built res bots and took this metal, the game could have looked very different. But if you want to look at the stats, here we go. Damage dealt, Code Phoenix, of course, the guy flanking, and the Sheldon Abuser on the right hand side. Top damage for each team. If you guys did enjoy this cast, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, what your favorite faction is, Armada or Cortex, or if you're like me, a Legion enjoyer.